Good morning, good evening, good night. I believe BraveCarriesFr, and as you can see in front of you, I played Tearlament in my pre-release, and I won. It was pretty dope playing this, especially against all the new fire cards and everything like that. I ended up getting this sick, like, deck box with it as well. But at our pre-release, everyone was allowed to play the new cards from the new set. I don't know if it works different at your OTS. Either way, we got first place playing Tearlament against all the new fire stuff, and it was kind of intense. It's really strong. We played 2 rounds against the fire stuff. We played against Pendulum Magician round 1, and then we played, was it Fire King Snake Eye round 2. We played against, what was it? Oh fuck, Going Second Sprite, round 3. That was absolutely terrifying. And then round 4 we played against Pure Snake Eye that was undefeated at the same time. We both tied, but my tiebreakers ended up being better, so that's why I won. I probably could have won. Like, if I really, really wanted the W, I could have just scooped earlier and went in like the scatter shot in game 3, but not, you know what, it's alright. We tied and we won anyway, so it's alright. Yeah, so 40 cards in the main. Let's just get into it. So, Tearlament Horus, by the way. Yeah, this was specific variant. Yeah, right, so there we go. We got the 3 Rhino Hearts. I don't play the Night Sword Serpent or, like, the Beast King of the Swamps, mostly because I don't have them. I don't know where my Night Sword Serpent has went. Like, I have an old deck profile with it in there, but it's just disappeared on me now. I'm not really sure where it went, but it's worth playing, I think. I don't know. I'm trying something different with this list. This is based off of the, was it one of the Remote Duel YCS winners that was on Tearlament, so that was really cool. It kind of inspired me to play Tearlament this weekend again, so I gave it a shot. I don't really like the dangers, but we'll get to that. Let's go. 1 of each of the names. We play 3 Tier Cash, 3 Fenrir. This is something that I haven't played in a hot minute. In my last Tearlament deck profile I had, and at the time, I think I disagreed with this. Because the list I was running at that point, the list I was running, like, properly running right after I uploaded that one was not, was definitely not the same. It was not running Fenrir, it was prioritizing non-engine a little bit more and everything like that. I'm just trying to get to the millers as fast as possible with, like, Diviner and all. It was a very, very different list. But post-Phantom Nightmare, or even just post-list, I think this is really strong in the deck, especially as a 6th card, right? Or like just a random top deck going into like a grind game or something like that. It's pretty OP. And, I mean, yeah, just a free special summon that searches this, or another copy of itself if you need to discard it. It's like, plus goes 2nd well, and it's a good card to have on the board, turn 1. I may go back on having this in the main, but I liked it today. So you know what? I'm going to keep going with it until it fails me. Then we play 3 Nessie and a Bigfoot. This is the thing that I took from the Remote YCS, or the Remote Duel Championship list, and I think this was class. I didn't ever resolve Bigfoot. At least not its graveyard effect. I never resolved Nessies either. Every time I was about to do this, it's just this either ended up being on field or in grave, so I was like kind of unfortunate. The dangers were okay today, but the best part about these is that this is an Aqua Dark. That was the best part about the dangers, and I really appreciated that, which is why I like Beast King of the Swamp as well. I think I would play Beast King of the Swamp over these still, but I'm just going to wait until OTS 24 or reprint that to see if it gets reprinted first before I spend money on getting a card that old and unnecessarily expensive. We play 2 Malicious and a Destrudo. I don't play Denier. I'm not a big fan of the whole link climbing shenaniganery that this deck used to do, or even just in general. I don't like Denier because you don't get the Malicious often enough anymore to justify having a card like that in your deck, whereas these 3 you can, because like you randomly mill this. It's like half of a Beatrice, but it's also a Dark Extender. This one's also a Dark Extender, and you can use them to go into like Mud Dragon and stuff like that as well. This one makes Baron as well, under certain conditions that are randomly very easy to make, because like you use one of your like level 4s or something like that, or Mud Dragon, and then this brings back itself, and it can use Nessie, Fenrir, or Tier Cash as a level 7 to make Baron. So I think it's really worth playing the Destrudo. Then we're also playing, well, let me just move all this up a bit more central into the screen. Tearlament's Rhino Heart is now dying of light. Other cards I think are absolutely worth playing are the Horus cards. These are insane. We finally got ourselves another sarcophagus, which is great. I might need to get a 3rd, but at the same time, you know, it performed well with 2 of them. Like, I think 2 is pretty dope, because it's like these cards are good going second, but then they can also make the zombie vampire going first, so like if you ever resolve that, you're gaming proper. And I mean, these cards do a lot. There was a game, the Sprite player I was telling you I was playing against, I sat, my boy William, I sat across the table with a Fenrir and both of these guys with an Iberi in hand, just not trying to play into any of his cards, going like Thrust or Talents or anything like that. Eventually I had to with the Rock, but it was just really powerful being able to sit on these and knowing next turn that I could just bring them back and just go for massive pushes and everything like that. Plus these play really well into back row decks, so I think there's a lot to like with these cards. I think the Horus cards are crazy, because Imseti at worst is a dark, and we always appreciate more darks. I think the rest of these are just spell traps and everything like that, so we'll start off with the last 3 bits of non-engine and everything. Like, got the 3 Super Poly. This is the MVP of the day. I love Super Poly so much, especially in this deck that uses it really well. Like the Mud Dragon, being able to go into Bahamut Shark and everything like that is so ridiculous, but also being a good board breaker into the fire decks and everything like that is so strong. Garura is really good too to make off of this against other random decks, but I don't know, I just think Super Poly is one of the best offensive defensive cards you could play in the format, and this deck uses it so damn well. Alright, and then we're going on to the predictable shenanigans and suspects. So we've got the 3 Pearl Rhinos, a Foolish Burial Goods, a Foolish Burial. Heartbeat's not very usual, but I like it because it's just a main deck piece of back row removal that also triggers your stuff in hand and everything like that, like all your tier cards, like Scream, for example, to search like a trap card and everything like that. You can get really crafty with this, but also whenever it's sent to grave, it can add this back to your hand. And then I play the 1 Trivicommer, obviously, for the Foolish Burial Goods, but it's also just a random, really good mill. It gets any of these, and these are all really good cards, so Trivicommer is absolutely worth playing. Yeah, no, I don't really think there's anything else to go over other than... Terraforming, it's not here because it plays into draw a little bit harder. I suppose the Dangers also play into draw kind of hard. That's something that I didn't appreciate today, was the Dangers playing into draw, but it's alright, you know, like, we get over it. We went through fine. Alright, that's the 40 card main deck. Onto the extra deck we have, for the fusions, we're starting off with 2 Kaleido Heart. This one is fun, right? So I don't have to try and... keep Kaleido Heart afloat all the time. I'm just gonna zoom in a bit. Right, so just the 1, and because I really like a card like Nibiru and everything, like I can spend this thing properly, get its resources and everything going for next turn and everything, and still sack it off with a Nibiru, or have it for it to be DD Crowed or Bestialed or Belled or something like that, because I have the second one in the extra deck. It just feels really strong too. I don't have SP either, so it absolutely is worth running. Dangerous because we play the Malicious. Like, I just see why not. Garura, because again, it's a level 6 you can make with Malicious, or Dangerous to make a Beatrice, and it's much easier to make with the Nessies and everything in the deck. Plus, I mean, goated Super Poly card, so why wouldn't you play it? I would play the Mud Dragon on the Dragastupelia as well. These are also good Super Poly targets and everything like that, especially this one and the new fire decks and everything like that. Then the Dragastupelia as well. It's just a good interruption to make on your opponent's turn, and I mean, yeah, it does shuffle back these 3 as well, so it helps get some of your engine back in a rotation, or at least your extra deck engine even. Alright, cool. Next we've got the XCs. We have a Zombie Vampire, obviously, for the Horus stuff, Beatrice for making with level 6s, Abyss Dweller, I've never summoned this. Bahamut Shark and Toad, these 2 I summoned so damn often. Bahamut Shark got hit with a lot of imperms, but it's okay, you know, like, we get by. Toad was also a goat whenever it hit the board, but I don't know, I didn't really use a lot of these today. I don't think I made Beatrice, I didn't make Dweller, I didn't make Vampire, I made Bahamut Shark a couple times, and Toad I made once, I think. Most of the stuff I made was up here. I made this very damn often, I made this quite often, I made this quite often. Yeah, I made this quite often too, the Baron de Fleur. This card's crazy whenever you like mill the Destrudo and everything like that. Oh, so much value this card gives for the deck. Dark Charmer, Cross Sheep, Sprint. These cards are ridiculous as well. I think this would probably be SP if I had an SP, you know, but it's just a solid card to have as like an extender or something with the deck. Sprint is mandatory because you can just like climb into a bunch of different dudes very fast. And if you're going second as well, most people are playing dark cards, so you can just Dark Charmer, take one of their things, and then make a sprint off of it. So that's always very helpful. A combo you can do as well is like if you have the 2 water level 4s, you can go to Bahamut Shark, make the Toad, and then you can because like by that point you've spent a Rhino Heart to make the Bahamut Shark, right? You send Merly from deck to grave after linking into this thing, and then you have a Kaleido Heart. That's one really neat combo that you can do with that. So like the Toad as well is not only just an end boss, but it's also a good combo piece, which is always very nice. You know, I just love random cards with extra bits of utility. Yeah, no, that extra deck felt very good, but I mean, an SP wouldn't be bad. I think I would still probably keep in the second Kaleido Heart though, mostly for comfort purposes. Right, okay. Then we go side deck, Volcanic Scattershot. Never used this once. Probably should have used it in the last round to guarantee a win, but it's okay. 3 Droll. I don't think I cited this in once either, and if I did, I never saw it. Nibiru. This was cited in almost every single game. This card is ridiculous. This is probably the best going first card in the format, for me at least. I love running this, because this deck can sort of generate its own follow-up. And if your deck can generate follow-up, then this thing's like kind of free, because like your opponent can't really play around Nib while playing into your board. So it creates a big dilemma for them, or at least like it ruins their big pushes for game and to break your board. So you can use this to stop your opponent and then just have the free follow-up on your turn to kill them. And now you have like a big guy as well, plus the Horus cards and everything, get rid of it really easy, and this deck finds it really easy to get rid of stuff by shuffling or popping with Pearl Rhino. Like, it's just a recipe for success with Nibiru. I played 2 Bell, didn't see this at all today either, but the theory is it's good against Runic Labyrinth and the Snake Eyes stuff. So, especially like going second, so... Oh yeah, and it's also a good defensive card against stuff like Crow and Bestials, so it's worth having. 3 Cosmic Cyclone. This usually is very good, but I didn't see it at all today either. I'm noticing that a lot. And then the last 3 are Duster, Call by Crime. I saw this so damn often. I'm actually really happy I saw Nibiru as often as they did. I didn't see Duster once. Actually, I didn't really feel like I needed to cite this. I cited this twice, saw it once. I cited this once and milled it, and added back a Banished Havness with a DD Crow, which was so good. But yeah, no, like a lot of these cards, I feel like I could change these around a lot to sort of maximize the effectiveness of my side deck and everything. I feel like Cosmic is worth having, so is Droll, so is Nib, so is Bell and everything. I feel like these cards are all worth having for different reasons. Like Call by is good going second into the fire decks and everything. It's good going first as a defensive utility card. Like, there's so many reasons to have all these cards in the side deck, maybe except Scattershot, you know, it's just like a time card. Yeah, no, I like this side deck. It probably can be improved, but I'm a big fan of this side deck. I don't want to play a card like Ash, mostly because of Hida. I've lost way too many games from dropping an Ash and then they just go into Hida and access code and kill me, which is pretty devastating. So yeah, no, I just chose not to play Ash. The idea of playing hand traps as well is still like a bit spooky, but you know, with talents and everything like that coming back into the format, sort of. I don't know. Anyway, that's my profile first place at my pre-release this weekend against all the new stuff from Phantom Nightmare, and it was kind of a blast. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like or a comment, maybe a sub if you're feeling like it, and I will see you around. You have a great rest of your day.